So happy Saturday, everyone. All Celtic fans will be aware we can go 9 points clear today if the boys do the business. Hopefully we won't need 9 minutes injury time or anything bizarre like that. So, yeah, Saturday, the Celtic state of mind and Celtic down under. The boys look to increase the win. Jared, what's your predictions for today?
Has to be 3 points in the bag. Get that gap up to 9 points going into the break. The ideal world, that's what it's got to be. So I'll take the 3 points, but hope we go out in style with a big, 3 or 4-0 win.
Yeah, the boys have got to get a lift from that result in Paisley today, haven't they? The dressing room's got to be buzzing, knowing they can get it in 9 points. It's got to be absolute standing. So, team news today, no surprises, Hart, Ralston, Carter Vickers, Gents, Bernabe, O'Reilly, Hatate, Turnbull, Maeda, and Kyogo and Haksabanovic. Any surprises for you?
Guys, I'm just gonna interrupt a little minute and hit pause. Based on what we've heard in the last year and a half, I would actually be surprised if any player was out on the pitch there knowing what the Sevco score is today. I would be very surprised if a single Celtic player crosses that line knowing the score. Do you agree or disagree?
Oh, man, I disagree. They'll know. There's no way they won't know that. The stadium will be buzzing it. There is no way.
Oh, there's a difference between a stadium being buzzing and knowing what the score is.
Yeah, they'll know the score.
Someone will let him know. Like Harry would have been watching his phone or something like that. Let's be honest. But I don't think that result is going to dictate the motivation levels of our players going into the game. They're already motivated the way we play. But
I think that's what Ange wants.
Potential extra 2 points in your back pocket will help.
But that's the point, isn't it? Ange wants us to play our game regardless of how Sevco are playing. So I think, I mean, they might pick up from the crowd, they might pick up from the kit man, but I did not think that Postecoglou or Kennedy or whoever is going to be telling them that Sevco have dropped 2 points.
I said, I don't think it'll be part of their team talk, but the boys are going to know before they go in the park. They'll know that they can stretch it out to 9. 9 points clear. Get into the break, it's all looking good. We've just got to get the 3 points today.
Yeah, one thing that we do need to do, as you say, is we do need to win. And that's something every week we talk, for the last 20 years or so, we've always said like the pressure is on. If you play first, then the pressure is on the team that plays second. It's always good. It's always an advantage to play first. But when the team that plays first drop points, well, then there's a different kind of pressure on you. Your pressure is to capitalize on the mistake that has been made by your rivals. And as it is, the third place team are not quite close to us, so we have to capitalize on the mistakes by the second place team, and that is today Govan United, who have dropped 2 points against St Mirren.
Yeah. Do you think the team will do it? Are we surprised to see Turnbull in?
I think that was the one surprise with the lineup. It was like Jota on the bench with Turnbull starting, but doesn't overall not a big deal. Like as we always say on our podcast, next man up. Like we've got that much depth in the team. That's why Ange rotates. I think he's made 5 or 6 changes going into the game, so doesn't surprise me though. We've got enough talent and depth in the squad, so all for it.
Might having a bit of a rest before the World Cup, before your boys are out there.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? You'd expect Moy to be rested because if you're got the World Cup next week, you're hardly going to go in for a 50-50. You might fucking snap your ankle ligaments. I guess the surprise in that sense is that Carter Vickers starts, but there we have it. CCV starts. Juranovic on the bench, not a surprise in that sense. Bernabe starting is a slight surprise. He started midweek, and I would have expected Taylor to come back in, but I guess they both played 45 each, so it's not that much of a surprise. Turnbull, I guess, is the kind of the talking point of an inclusion rather than a surprise inclusion. His best spell for me midweek was the 45 to 60 minutes when we were dominating not Dundee United, Motherwell. So I would have hoped that he can kind of step up and kind of carries a little bit tonight. Jota on the bench. I guess Maeda has been rewarded for the goal that he scored and the perseverance he put in midweek. So it's rather than Jota being dropped, it's more of a Maeda being promoted kind of change.
Yeah, Maeda brings a lot to the team, doesn't he? You know, just his work rate, style of play. Yeah, he takes his goal well. His confidence has got to be on a high, hasn't it? But Taylor out, I thought he wasn't as reliable as he normally was against Dundee United. Would you agree? He had a few misplaced passes, and maybe it's time to give Bernabeu a wee run just now.
I don't know, man. Look, I'm going to get my pen out right now, and this pen is going to tally up every time Bernabeu misplaces possession tonight. And I'm going to say he's going to get some work.
Come on, Sean, you're starting to sound like Bernabeu pens your stuff out pen from last season.
Look, I am all in on Bernabeu being an amazing player in 2023. He's not a player yet, right? I'm not giving up on him. I'm not writing him off, but I'm telling you, Bernabeu is not performing right now to the level we need him to be. What do you reckon? Over under in the first half. Is Bernabeu going to concede possession 5 times more or less?
I would say less than 5 times. I'm going to go.
I'd say under, and he's going to be man of the match today, Sean.
Under? Hold on. Right. Okay.
Right up there.
Write this down. We're both saying under. Okay. I'm just going to write this down now.
Under and an assist.
5. Okay. I would be absolutely delighted to be wrong. But I'm saying that Bernabeu concedes possession 5 times at least in this first half. And
I was talking about a game. He would concede 5 times off first half. More confident. Tony Ralston, the other side, the other fullback, and for Jura.
It's some good balance there between the two of them. Like, I'd see the dynamic is I always like to have one fullback who is more comfortable staying at home, being a bit more defensive, and the other one being a bit more offensive. So where you'd normally have Taylor on one side and you'd have Juranovic bombing up and down on the other side, to flip it today and have Ralston being more the stay-at-home guy, giving Bernabeu the chance to get up the pitch. It reminds me of the dynamic we used to have when it was Lustig on the right, Tierney on the left. That's the sort of balance I love between the fullbacks, so it's good to see that today. I'm all for the Bricky getting the run out.
Listen, we might see a bit more of Tony in the second half of the season. Do you think we'll keep a hold of Jura after the World Cup?
No, he's gone. Let's be honest. If he plays one decent game at the World Cup, he's gone.
Would you agree?
I agree in the sense that his agent already put the kind of feelers out there in the summer when he released that story. Those stories don't come out of thin air, and the agent gets paid every time a player. They get paid all the time, but they get paid more every time a player moves. So when that seed was put out there, it's pretty obvious that he's angling for one more big move, and it seems like this is his last kind of shout at that in terms of a big move. After this, if he moves, say he moves in the summer coming, Scottish summer, then it's not going to be quite the same level. So fingers crossed he does. I mean, I'd prefer he stayed for another year and a half and did as well as he did in a 15-minute spell against Motherwell. But if his head is turned, then and we can get 10 to 15 million pounds from him, then sure, we'll bring someone else in.
Yeah, we trust Ange to be already be working on right backs. So I'd agree with you. Probably time to move him on if he's a good World Cup. Freshen the squad up a bit. Midfield, I actually thought Hatate or O'Reilly might be rested. I thought we looked a bit tired midweek. So I'm surprised it's Moy that dropped out.
It's probably one of those things where it's the final game before the break. So, what you're resting in preparation for, it's more of a kind of, well, let's finish strong. Let's run through that. Be Usain Bolt and run through the finish line. Don't jog through it. That's the thing that coaches always say is sprint to the finish. And I think that's probably more what it is than anything. Is if you've got whatever you've got in your legs, burn it now because you've got 4 weeks without a game.
Yeah, definitely 4 weeks without a game. Hopefully they've got it in the legs. Turnbull back in. he's needing a performance today. I think I'm not too sure he's done more to start than Moy. So I'd hope to see a performance for Turnbull, maybe a goal.
That's a great shot, Lawrence. I would say Turnbull is absolutely due, and he's absolutely not on form, but he's shown flashes of it. And today, as a starter, is absolutely his chance to step up. In previous games against Ross County, we have definitely struggled to break him down early. It feels like we might need a set piece if we're going to score in the first hour. I tell you what, if there was a bet on that the first goal was a set piece, I'd be heading for it. But my favourite bet normally is a hat trick on whatever forward player in a home game, but not today, to be totally honest with you. This kind of feels like a 2-1, 4-2 kind of game where Jakovic might score again. He keeps, I don't know why it is, but Jakovic scores so many times against us, we just cannot defend against him. But it feels like a set piece might be our kind of route to the opening goal here, and then who knows where it goes from there.
Yeah. Early goal, Celtic team, fans in full voice.
That's a Kyogo trait. Kyogo trait, isn't it, to score early?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. You know, Haksabanovic could be due a goal. He looks a player, doesn't he? Haksabanovic is really getting up to speed now.
It's good to see Haxa getting a couple of goals during the week, and getting a bit more comfort level into the team. So yeah, I think he's one to watch in particular today. Let's see what sort of thing. I think I like the directness we've got. You've got Maid on one side, Haxa on the other. Gives us a good bit of directness up front as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Haksabanovic brings today.
And do you think we will see the VAR calls at Celtic Park today? I know there's been some controversial VAR calls already today. Penalty instance not looked at, and surprisingly penalty given to Rangers. Do you think we'll see any VAR instance at Celtic Park?
Depends on the context, Lawrence. Is it going to be against us, giving something in Ross County, or is it going to be,
do you think the cameras will be working?
Yeah, it'll either be something for Ross County or something taken off us again, just like midweek. It'll be like.
Does anyone believe the cameras weren't working?
Nah, not at all.
What did you think of Nicholson's statement? You can't use an image like that because people aren't going to have faith in the system. Is that as close to calling them cheats as Nicholson could have got?
Absolutely. But you look at the camera positions, you see, I think Alan Burrows put up on his Twitter where the position was. There was one on each 18-yard box, one behind each goal, and then two in the middle. That's where the camera positions were, right? And that's where every stadium is supposed to have the minimum setup. Now, why would you have the VAR camera angled at the bench looking at the managers when you've got two cameras in the middle? One of them could have done that. The fix is in. That's all I've got to say. It makes no sense.
Yeah. It's extremely dodgy, isn't it? Extremely dodgy. I'm sure that Celtic will have ensured that all the cameras are working. But then again, it's not the cameras that make the decisions.
You have the best system in the world. If the people operating them are incompetent, then doesn't mean it's going to work at all.
So what do we know about today's officials? We've got referee David Munro. We've got assistant referees Ross McLeod and David Doig. Fourth official Matthew McDermott. VAR Ewan Anderson. Do we know anything about this cabal of alleged unbiased and bastions of the game?
I don't think you're allowed to know if they're unbiased or not. I think that's part of the Scottish rules. They can't declare whether they've got an allegiance to a team or not. But no, generally, I don't know anything about them. But I'm going to say that there's no Celtic season book holders amongst them. I'm laying money on that.
I'm just going to call back to a time when the alleged, I don't know, what's the word? Sorry. Pinnacle, the shining light of everything that is good in Scottish football, Walter Smith, and this is about 07, 08, 09, when he wasn't happy with an offside decision by an assistant referee, and he purposely called him out after the game by his surname when he said, the decision by Mr. Murphy rather than referring to saying the linesman, he specifically highlighted the linesman's surname, and we're supposed to just, it's fine. Nobody mentions that, nobody mentions that Walter Smith's calling the game into disrepute or impugning the reputation of any official. But every time we try and call this sort of thing out, it's just sit down. You're just
Sit
a
down,
paranoid.
shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Paranoid Paddy, all that sort of thing. But when Walter Smith does it, it's fine. Nobody bats an eyelid. We would just sit at the back of the bus, Paddy. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it's a bit strange that you can't even call into question, isn't it? But I'm sure the VAR officials will be on best behaviour today.
I want to bring up one comment here, guys, from Craig M. Like Jock Steen said, if we score more than the opposition, then the referee can't do anything about it. That's end of the day, easiest way to look at it.
And that's what we have been doing. Look, our form is sensational. What is it, 12 wins out of 13? That is championship winning form, right? Does anyone disagree?
No, I mean, that was the result against St Man was our first loss, 38, so that's got to be something like 46 games in the league. We won defeat.
That was 364.
I think Ange ball is working. Domestically anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
So some days it works better than others. Some days you win 9-0. Some days you win 2-1. But we're winning games, and you cannot argue with that. And it is absolutely brilliant to watch. You sometimes have to remember the tough times we've been through. The 4-0 loss to St Mirren with Tony Mowbray. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that we went like 10 years almost without a win at Almondvale, and they were winning there on the bounce. Like it's turnarounds that you take for granted, and we have to be very careful and take perspective from these things.
Yeah, I mean, I've just done a great job so far. I would say the team haven't been hitting the heights the last couple of games. I'm expecting them to hit the heights today. I honestly think they always a performance before the break. I know you don't think they'll know the score. I'm 100% sure they will know the score before they cross the touchline. I obviously think we will go out there and blow them away in the first half. I think this is going to be 2-3-0 first half, and then cruise control second half.
Here's a slightly different question then, Lawrence. What if, regardless of whether they know the score or not, will they admit afterwards to having known the score or not?
Yeah, I think if Ange is asked, he'll say, look, it was weird, but it didn't form part of our preparations or team talk or anything like that. I don't think it would need to form part of team talk with it. No, you know the score, you know the opportunity that you've got. You know that the target's 3 points, 1-9 clear.
It feels like it's almost
take it one game at a time. That's what they always do. You see every single team talk. They talk to a player in the press during the week, post match. I always had to focus on the game. That's it, and then focus on the next game. So, yeah, if the guys will know, they'll know the result, but they're not going to be focusing on it. They're going to be focusing on winning today's game, getting the 3 points, and moving on to the next one. And then once we play the next game, on to the next one, and so on.
Yeah. I think that's it. They won't form the team talk. They'll all know. And I listen, you said it may not affect motivation. I think it'll make them half a yard quicker knowing this. Get out there, get the early goal. The fans will be in full voice. And, I think 2 or 3 will be half time. We'll see the game out comfortably second half. We're 9 points clear. We're getting into the time when Ange may be wheeling and dealing in the transfer market during the World Cup. He's got some time to get deals over the line. What do you reckon, Jared? Do you think that's what Ange will be doing in the World Cup? Obviously, as well as watching the games and doing his homecoming tour.
He's already planning, not just for now, but he's also planning for the end of the season transfer window. Let's be honest, that's the way Ange works. So we've got Kobayashi coming in as a centre back. Great. He'll have a list of 3 or 4 players there, and after the break, those who played well in Europe, who played well at the World Cup, Juranovic comes out of that and he's like, my agent's got me a move. I want to move on, blah, blah, blah. What's the he'll be like, cool, as an acceptable offer, get it in. And I've got this player, and this player. Nicholson, go get it done. And he'll tell him the order he wants it done. And he'll be he'll be ready to go. You never know. It
Where
might
would you
already.
say? Also, the centre half coming in. We know if Juranovic goes, we need a replacement. Where else would you strengthen?
I think we need number 10.
Centre back.
We've got
Two coming in.
Kobayashi coming in. So
Would you bring in a second centre half? That'd give us
Unless-
6 at the club.
not unless someone goes out. Like I think realistically,
fair point.
Kobayashi will come in. Welsh, either he'll probably go on loan or, but I can't see if Kobayashi's going to come in over the top of Welsh. So then, if someone else departs, then we'll probably need to bring someone in. But for me, I think we need to make a decision. Is Maeda going to be a third string striker, or is he going to permanently be playing on the left? And if he's going to be a striker, then if he's going to play as a striker, then we need someone on the left. If he's going to play on the left, then I think we need someone who can play as a third string striker. A guy like a young guy. I'm just going to throw a random name out from over here. A guy like Nick D'Agostino, who plays at Melbourne Victory. He'd be a young 23, 24-year-old striker who wants to make that move over there into Europe eventually. I think he'd be ideal to play under in Andrew's system with the high intensity, the pressing that suits his game. Bring someone like that in who's not going to upset the apple cart coming off the bench. I think that would be the sort of signing we'd be looking at, but that's not going to help us in Europe next season.
Yeah, I think if we're going to sign a striker, I'd rather sign a starter, someone to help us in Europe next season. You know,
Yeah.
there's not too many places to spend money just now, is there? The squad's pretty. We've got coverage in every position, so I'd be spending. It's like that Craig Bellamy moment when we could have signed Bellamy, but we had no budget for any other players, so we didn't sign him permanent. I think just now with Bellamy, we could blow the budget on him just now. Someone of that stature.
Yeah, that was the Strachan story. Was you could have signed Bellamy, but they signed 3 players instead. Is that what the story was?
Yeah, that was basically it. It was all the budget in Bellamy off. Yeah.
Jarosik, Vidiger, Vesselink, and whoever else with Gravison, someone like that, whoever they signed. That and as Jared says, D'Agostino is like a £1 million player if we wanted to sign him, but he'd be third choice. You know, he'd be behind Kyogo and Giakoumakis. He's somebody that's coming off the bench. Where do we want to be as a team? Do we want to be signing third choice players? Do we want to be signing someone that's better than what we've already got for 6-7 million? You know,
I think after the lessons in Europe, it's taking chances that cost us. So if we sign a better striker, we would take more chances. I think that's why you could be signing a better striker, isn't it?
yeah, but who?
Yeah.
and can we afford them? Tosh McKinley, you're our only hope.
Listen, I have all confidence in Tosh. We'll have a list there of players. But D'Agostino, he was been linked for a move for a while to Europe a few years back as well, wasn't he? Kind of busting on the scene.
He was a Perth Glory when I was watching him, and he's a great player. And but I'm not sure he would. I don't think he's any better than Kyogo or Giakoumakis. And I know he's not better than Giakoumakis, and I don't think he's better than Kyogo.
No, I don't think he's better than Kyogo. I think he's a different sort to Giakoumakis. He's the link between you've got Kyogo's one sort of player, like the smaller, all energy, and then Giakoumakis is like your big centre forward. He's like the bridge between the sort of player that those two are. So he'd give us a different look. But my issue is I don't think we're going to go out and spend £6-7 million on someone to come in and then what's that going to do when you play with one centre forward? So are we really going to have a £7 million centre forward plus Giakoumakis and Kyogo all battling for one position? I can't see it doing it.
Kyogo was a winger before he signed for us, so it would also give us another option on the left wing, wouldn't it, with Kyogo? I don't think he's played badly in the left wing for Celtic. That game over at Ibrox, you know, that was a cracking ball he gave to Edward. You know, later on I played from him was Edward that didn't take a chance. So that's where I'd be spending my money just now. You know, you're looking at Europe and go, we didn't take our chances.
He can hit cracking volleys all day. It doesn't matter if fucking SFA are going to chop off, right?
But definitely I'd be going striker.
Yeah.
So today, first scorer, who are we going? Is it Kyogo? Is it Haksabanovic?
I reckon Kyogo within the first 20 minutes scores a goal.
Jared?
I'm saying Maeda. he'll score the first one about 7 minutes in.
I'm not Turnbull's biggest fan, but I'm going to go Turnbull. I think he's going to open the scoring to the edge of the box today. He'll do it in the first 15 minutes.
My one will be made a score with the Bernabei assist just for you, Sean.
Here's a shout. Do we score a direct free kick today since we've scored, one in the last 2 years? I think the Jota free kick against Real Madrid is the only direct free kick we've had since, Turnbull against Hamilton, whenever it was, 2 years ago. We're getting a second direct free kick this year. Are we getting one?
We've got to be due them low averages, haven't we? I mean, it's a long time since we've had a John Collins or a Pierre Van Hooydonk. Remember Pierre, they used to put guy in both posts when he was hitting it. They just knew it was going to be a goal. just get a guy in both posts, try and stop it. Nah, free kick today. Yeah, possibly a Turnbull free kick.
And look, I've not checked the actual odds, but last week the odds on a penalty being awarded to either team were even money. What do you reckon? Is either team getting a penalty today?
Not Celtic. If it's a tight game, if we're 2 or 3 up, I could see us getting a penalty. If it's a tight game, listen. There's only been 3 penalty instances that haven't went to VAR so far in the 3 weeks. Celtic at Hearts, possible penalty at Celtic. Hearts at Ibrox, possible penalty Hearts. And St Mirren today, possible penalty St Mirren against Rangers. No need for VAR reviewing the 3. So I don't think if it's a close game and there's a Celtic penalty incident, I wouldn't see us getting it.
So what we saying? It's literally, according to the bookies, it's an even money bet. Or is there going to be a penalty today? Yes.
Even
or no?
money?
Even money. Yes or no?
No, not for Celtic.
No, I'm not asking Celtic or Ross County. Is there going to be a penalty for either team?
Oh.
Sure. Why not, Sean? Just because you wanna say something. Say yeah, there'll be a penalty. There you go.
A definite penalty for. If it is, it's going to be for Ross County. There you go.
And
No doubt.
And look, what does that say about our mindset as Celtic fans? Like, if you're a Sevco fan, you're absolutely backing yourself to get a penalty, right? And they did get one today, so that tells you everything. But the bookies have it always even money for a penalty, and hopefully there's either not one or it's one in our favour today.
All right, everyone. Just before we head off, I want to quickly bring up a comment that Paul's put in the comments there about the charity song. That the Wakes is sounding unbelievable. By the way, it'll be revealed very soon as soon as we record a promo video. So I just wanted to bring that up so let everyone know as well. But I think it's almost kickoff time.
Could be Christmas #1 by the time it comes out.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it got something about sausage rolls? Is it something about sausages or sausage rolls in it? I think that's a prerequisite for Christmas #1 these days.
No, there's nothing about sausage rolls in it.
Damn it.
It's even better than sausage rolls. But yes, almost kick-off time. Jared, full-time result.
4-1 to us.
Sean?
3-0.
I'm going to go 7-1. One of my favourite
7?
7-1 today. Yes.
Love it.
I think we're going to get out and absolutely smash them.
All right. Sounds good. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at halftime.
Take it easy.